This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Tuesday, January 23rd, 2024. I'm Kate Sharon. A startup accelerator headquartered in Silicon Valley is expanding its footprint to Northeast Indiana. Plug and Play, which bills itself as an innovation platform that connects startups, corporations, venture capital firms, universities, and government agencies, has opened an office in Warsaw with a focus on the growing medtech industry. Bob Vito, president and CEO of Warsaw-based not-for-profit OrthoWorks.
So their focus is going to be on orthopedics and medtech. And we're really excited as we see the changes on the horizon and the opportunities that exist. We think this is just a really opportune situation to have them land here in the orthopedic capital.
The company said its presence in Warsaw will provide startups with access to resources and support, including mentorship, networking, and access to Plug and Play's network of corporate partners and investors. Select medtech startups will also have the chance to participate in the company's accelerator programs. Saab has received a nearly $102 million award from Boeing to produce fuselage systems for the U.S. Air Force's new advanced trainer aircraft at the Sweden-based company's research and manufacturing facility at Purdue University's Discovery Park District. Saab opened the $37 million facility near Purdue's West Lafayette campus in October 2021. Workers will manufacture the aft section of the new T-7A Red Hawk advanced trainer and ship it to the Boeing plant in St. Louis for final assembly. In response to Indiana's ongoing workforce shortage, more than 100 Hoosier leaders, including business executives, university presidents, school superintendents, and state government officials, have formed a coalition to support a statewide modern youth apprenticeship program. The group recently kicked off a 10-month implementation lab known as iLab with the goal of increasing the number of youth apprenticeships in Indiana. The Indy Chamber is conducting an industry occupation analysis to inform the iLab's work and will develop a plan for how to communicate about modern youth apprenticeships to employers and other stakeholders. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Looking for a great way to tip off the 2024 NBA All-Star Weekend in Indy? I'm Gary Dick, inviting you to join business and community leaders from throughout the state at the Economic Club of Indiana Luncheon, sponsored by IBJ Media. It's February 15th at noon at the Indiana Convention Center. I'll be interviewing NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, giving you an inside look at the league and all things All-Star Weekend. Reserve your ticket or table for 8 now at economicclubofindiana.com.
Thousands of Indiana families with children who have severe and complex conditions could lose access to benefits following an administrative change from the Family and Social Services Administration to strike those payments as a cost-cutting move. Dozens rallied at the Indiana State House on Monday to demonstrate their displeasure with the change. The administrative change on LRIs was one of 8 changes announced last week by FSSA as a money-saving response to an unpredicted $1 billion shortfall in Medicaid publicized in December. Parents decried the clawback from FSSA for a program they thought would be permanent, as the agency previously discussed. Some noted that the only way this move would save state money is if the parents provide the care unreimbursed, since the state's nursing shortage meant there are few nurses for hire. Others openly worried about the pressure to send their children to a pediatric nursing facility, of which there are few, instead of caring for them at home. 3 southwestern Indiana businesses rank among the state's top 10 best places to work in manufacturing, according to an Indiana Chamber of Commerce survey. Evansville-based Crosspoint Polymer Technologies, Poseyville-based Nix Industrial, and Jasper-based Kimball Electronics were ranked 3rd, 4th, and 7th respectively. The Chamber announced the rankings for 2023 in December. Employee reports and comprehensive employee surveys determined which businesses were chosen. Indiana's unemployment rate was 3.6% in December, down from 3.7% in November. The Indiana Department of Workforce Development said Tuesday the state lost 200 private sector jobs over the previous month. The DWD said Indiana's total private employment stands at 2,858,500, which is just below the state's peak employment set in November. The loss of jobs last month was partially offset by the gains in the professional and business services, private educational and health services, and manufacturing sectors. While the person with dementia is typically the main focus when families face the medical crisis, the patient's health often hinges on the health of the caregiver, typically a spouse or an adult child. An app developed in Indiana to help caregivers stay healthy is now hitting the market. Inside Indiana Business reporter Kylie Valletta.
Nearly 100 Hoosier caregivers are providing the biggest test run yet for the app, which is called Brain Care Notes. The app is the brainchild of Regenstrief Institute research scientists Dr. Richard Holden and Dr. Malaz Bustani. Alzheimer's experts say chronic stress related to taking care of their loved one takes a toll on caregiver physical health, and 40% report symptoms of depression. The Brain Care Notes app includes a symptom checkup every other week and direct connection to a professional care coach to work hand in hand with the caregiver. Holden says the app, now ready for commercialization, is backed by 20 years of scientific research.
You can't beat that kind of evidence. There are a lot of apps out there that seem good, but they're not based on rigorous research demonstrating efficacy or effectiveness, cost savings, whereas ours is.
The team is exploring a variety of paths to market, such as licensing the app to health systems, insurers, or a hybrid approach in which the user pays part of the cost. Kylie Valletta, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
University of Indianapolis President Tanuja Singh is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Kate Sharon for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.